It is the 41st millennium. For more than 100 centuries, the Emperor has sat immobile on the golden throne of Earth. He is the master of mankind by the will of the gods, and master of a million worlds by the might of his inexhaustible armies. He is a rotting carcass, writhing invisibly with power from the dark age of technology. He is the carrion lord of the Imperium, for whom 1,000 souls are sacrificed every day, so that he may never truly die. Yet even in his deathless state, the Emperor continues his eternal vigilance. Mighty battle fleets cross the demon-infested miasma of the warp, the only route between distant stars, the way lit by the Astronomicon, the psychic manifestation of the Emperor's will. Vast armies give battle in his name on uncounted worlds. Greatest among his soldiers are the Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, bioengineered super warriors. Their comrades in arms are Legion, the Imperial Guard, and countless planetary defense forces, and the ever-vigilant Inquisition, and the tech priests of the Adeptus Mechanicus, to name only a few. But for all their multitudes, they are barely enough to hold off the ever-present threat of aliens, heretics, mutants, and worse. To be a man in such times is to be one among untold billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. These are the tales of those times. Forget the power of technology and science, for so much has been forgotten, never to be relearned. Forget the promise of progress and understanding, for in the grim dark future there is only war. There is no peace amongst the stars, only an eternal carnage and slaughter, and the laughter of thirsting gods. Hey everyone, this is Vox Incendiary, and this is Gladius, Relics of War, a 2018 by Slytherin and Proxy. Gladius is a 4X game with a 41st millennium twist, which is to say that there is no trade, no diplomacy, no way to win except to kill everything. So let's hop into this. We are going to be playing as the Space Marines. And if we go over here, we can get a good rundown of what the Space Marines are and how different they are from the other factions. So, it starts out easy, which is good. That'll be good for our first one. And then there's special traits. For instance, they have the Fortress City. A single city that is deployed from orbit. That's all they get. The only fortress, the only city they get, as opposed to everyone else who has multiples. Requisition, so their food and ore resources are combined into one. So that simplifies their economy and makes them pretty easy to get into. Fortresses of Redemption allow them to put down these fortifications around resources that help them keep their hands on it. And they also can use their battle barrage and tactics to use their influence in new ways. We'll get into that in a little bit. One unbreakable shield against the coming darkness. One last blade forged in defiance of fate. With bolters blazing, the battle brothers of the Adeptus Astartes crush the foes of the Imperium wherever they may be found. Each Space Marine is an elite, cybernetically enhanced super soldier, a mighty and fearless hero worth 100 lesser men. Each Space Marine is recruited into a 1,000-man chapter before they are extensively modified, with 19 extra organs and a crucial chapter gene seed. From the numerous Ultramarines and the mysterious Dark Angels to the fierce Space Wolves and the tormented Blood Angels, each chapter has its own tradition and style of combat. Armed with the finest weapons the Imperium can provide, clad in suits of intimidating Ceramite power armor, and born to war aboard swift and deadly fighting vehicles, they are the Imperium's ultimate weapon. Although relatively few in number, it is the Adeptus Astartes who represent humanity's best hope for survival, for they are the greatest warriors the galaxy has ever known. So yeah, these guys act as the elites. They're very powerful. As far as the game goes, we're going to be playing on medium, which means no cheating on either side. The world is going to be large, because hopefully that will then take me long enough for everything to show you off the entire tech tree. Other than that, we are ready to go.
Gladius Prime was a bastion of humanity, newly colonized. A suitable base for our chapter to rebuild and recruit. enemy Space Marines razed our fortress here, grew strong again. But the Orc invasion brought a warp storm that cut off our Emperor's light. And the dread Necrons crawled from the earth beneath our feet. War was on all sides, yet we are the Emperor's chosen. We do not dread the dark, or quail at the relics of old. Terror is for those who oppose us. We know no fear.
For we are fear incarnate. That's how that's supposed to end. Or the saying goes anyways. Alright, so starting off, we have our 2 squads of tactical Space Marines. They're the bread and butter unit of the Space Marine faction. They're pretty good. Oh, for the love of... Not a great starting location. But it could be worse. So we want... What do we want? So, the amount... So, the things to pay attention to here. So, the white hexes are how many buildings each tile can have. This one can only have 0, but you can get rid of this wire weed. So it takes a little bit longer, but you can actually build stuff here. Wire weed is also bad because it hurts your units, so that's not good. We also are getting 20%. Any buildings built on here will make 20% extra requisition, or over here they'll make 20% extra research. And we... Well, you know what? Screw it. This is about as good as it's going to get. And then I walk over here and find out a perfectly suitable spot there. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, so the city is immediately built with 2 buildings. The Great Hall, which gives you your base set of resources, and the Orbital Relay, which lets you build other buildings. So quite important. Because we want requisition fast, we're going to go over there for our first space we capture. Always go for frag grenades first. Frag grenades are great. And they're very useful against some of the Griblies we will be fighting very soon. Alright, so we will grab our first outpost, which will give us... So as long as you control this, you get what it says. So for instance, so this is giving us 2 requisition and a 20% growth in population. Because normally you might try and build cities around these things, but we can't. So we're not going to. But what we could do is throw down some Fortresses of Redemption, which are basically static turrets. They're pretty decent. They're very tough in this early game for anything to get through, but also actually not super good at killing stuff until stuff with armor comes in. Ooh, Vestoids, that's nice. That's nice to find right away. Some of the guys you're going to be fighting early on with the Space Marines are not being much of a threat because they can't pierce armor. Vestoids can. Oh god, and there's 2 squads. That is... double plus ungood. And I don't have the grenades yet, so that's even worse. I'm gonna try and lure them back to my city, because it can obviously shoot. It has gun on it. And I will also have them build an Apothecarium, which will help me build more Space Marines. Refractorum, which will help me have the resources I need. And then we're also going to grab that right now, so we can start on getting rid of it sooner rather than later. Yes, alright, good, good. So what I was hoping would happen. More or less, yep. And then so since my Space Marines haven't fired, they get an Overwatch shot. Some units have Infiltrate, which means that doesn't work. But Most units don't. Alright, so we're gonna have you go over there. Ooh, Zothide Jerkin. So that's pretty decent for but that's an item that goes on a hero who we don't have, so we're gonna get those later on. Alright, and now we know there's another one. Well, he apparently just decided to scamper off. Like the insect he is. So yeah, the Runes of Val are settlements or whatever, they're goody huts. And they give us research, which is nice. Alright, wherever they left for a hurry. I'm gonna have him sit there and heal for a while. As long as you are on a any kind of outpost, you get a bonus to heal. You heal faster. Alright. Okay, I'm in a weird corner. Any space. Alright. Another Jiroko encampment. These guys are kind of fun. So that you can, if you stand on those with a hero, you can use you can have the hero buy items for which cost influence. Some of those are pretty good. One in particular, I will be trying. It's very expensive, so I probably won't be able to get it on everything. But I would like to be able to get it on everything. Oh, good, Crude Hounds. Crude Hounds are sort of the wimpiest thing you're going to be fighting out here. So we have Vespoids over there. Vespids. I'm never going to not make that mistake. Alright, but our Space Marines are now fully kitted out, or fully healed. They have their Overwatch shots still, don't they? Yep. Luckily, they failed to kill even one, which is good. So we can grenade them. Deal a massive amount of damage because there was a lot of them. Grenades will deal more damage the more units are in a formation and the more bodies are in a unit, I guess you would say. Alright, so let's grab you again. And maybe... Nope. The Vespoids can fly, so they don't need to worry about the forest that is slowing us down. Alright, so we want to eventually build 2 more, so we'll build 1 right now. There they are. They're going to shoot at us, but with only 2 bodies left. Can I grenade them to death? No, that's actually going to deal less damage. There we go. And now they're gone. Have these guys sit and heal again. Slightly surprised. No, that's the first thing I've killed, so no wonder I haven't leveled up. Tech Doctrine. So, the tactics are... I'll get a couple of them for different units, but basically, so right now, I could spend 40 influence to make my Tactical Marines 2% more accurate, or have plus 2 accuracy. And accuracy is part of what determines how much damage you deal. So like you can see right now that at accuracy 8, I've got a 67% chance for them to hit. So yeah, so plus 2 is pretty significant difference. I'm not going to be fighting. I'm not fighting anything at this moment in time that's would make it worth it. But yeah, that will be worth it sooner rather than later. Reclusum helps us get heroes, but dormitories are what we need now because dormitories help us grow population. So right now we can have up to 7 population in this city, which means we can have up to 7 buildings activated at once. But population is also a double-edged sword because for every point of population you have, you lose a point of loyalty. And loyalty is sort of a force multiplier. You get +1 for, or you reduce your output by 1 for every negative point. Or you add by 1 for every positive and decrease by 2 for every negative. Population and having more cities are the main ways that those go down, which means that I don't have to worry as much about it as I might, which is good. Alright. So, plenty of Crude Hounds around here, but not enough to actually be problematic. We can grenade them. Nominally, these guys should be able to shoot, but there's a forest in between them, so they can't. Because the Space Marines have bolters, which have a range of 2. So, yeah, they can hit stuff that's not adjacent to them, which is nice. But, yeah, can't shoot through forest. Can't shoot through stuff that would obscure vision. Forest, ruins. Stuff like that. Alright, so that's that. We've got another resource over here, so we'll see what that is. That is ore. That is very nice. Given the topography, I'm trying to think if I want to put down one of my fortresses. Technically I can put down as many as I want, but for every one you put down, they get more expensive to buy. So, not necessarily worth it to spam them. You do need to be somewhat strategic. Alright. A nice little buffer up here. So actually, let's deploy a fortress up here. I suppose I should have made sure something could come down here first, but I don't care enough. I can destroy them if they become a big problem. And let's be honest, there's definitely... Well, I guess not. Not definitely going to be something. So yeah, and then we are on this map with 5 other players. So that'll be interesting. So, and then get another tack. And we are going, and then we're going to use clear tire to get rid of the wire weed, so we can actually build there. Probably shouldn't have done this now. I probably should have waited a little bit, but that's alright. I'm fairly confident. Ooh. More Vespids. More Vespids to shoot my dudes. Ugh. Alright, and the tower can attack. This has got a laser, which is really good for heavily armored stuff. Not so good against these guys. But could always be worse. Alright, so we got kind of a lake up here. There are no naval units in this game. It's all, you're either ground-based or you're airborne. So water's actually a fairly good barrier, a fairly reliable barrier. I'm gonna build an armory so that I can start making vehicles. More Vespids, not good. Have you fall back. Hopefully, with these two shooting at them, they will decide that they're not having fun here, and they're gonna go away. Hopefully. All things considered, though, I could just have... Dang it! Crute Hounds took over my ore. So I think... Yeah, but then I've only got another 10 turns before I can do anything with them. So, we're gonna have... I think we're gonna put a tower here in a couple turns, and we're gonna have most of our guys head up here for right now. All right, so now that that's done, we can build another dormitory, a refractorum. No, hold on. We don't need that yet. First, we need a generatorum. And then we need an No, we don't need another apothecarium. Generatorum, and then I almost want to wait for. So in 4 turns, I will have the armor. So that might actually be worth it. Because you don't want your population to grow too fast because of that lowers your loyalty, which is bad. Oh wow, that is a lot of Crute Hounds. That is enough to be actually dangerous. Along with the Alpha Crute Hound, or rather Crute Hound Dominia. Roar of Wrath. Restores morale to adjacent units. Okay, yep, and they're dying. That's embarrassing, honestly. They shouldn't be dying at this point. But I don't think I have all our choice. We can't get far enough away. But that'll be for next time. So, thank you all for watching. This has been Vox Incendiary. Hope you guys like this series. If you do, comment down below. It really gives me a good idea of what I should be doing. I will see you guys next time.